Biblical Geography, Lecture 2, welcome back. Young boys and girls, this has pictures for you, so that's why it's your favorite class. Yay! And tests will not have pictures. You will not have to try and find something on a map. It's just easy-weasy. So red is supposed to be understood. Okay? Having gained, this is the natural regions of Palestine, which is, you could say, Israel. Having gained an overview of the geography of the ancient Near East last week, we now focus on Palestine, the geographical epicenter of our faith. According to the biblical description, Palestine is a land of brooks of water, of fountains and springs, flowing forth in valleys and hills. If you looked at those verses, that's what it would say. Water, brooks, and fountains and springs, flowing forth in valleys and hills. Sounds nice. Sounds beautiful. Few areas on Earth of comparable size contain more geographic diversity than Palestine, except for Washington State. The small dimensions of the area makes the variety of landforms all the more striking. Ranging in width from 80 to 100 miles, with a maximum length of 250 miles, Palestine is about the size of New Jersey. So you should know that. Palestine, we're talking about basically the borders of Israel as God has described them. I believe it's the same, to my knowledge. Yet within its borders, desert areas contrast with broad, fertile plains. Mountain ranges and high plateaus tower above the lowest place on Earth's surface, the Dead Sea. 413 meters, I think it is, below sea level. A study of Palestine's geology shows that the main physical features of the land run north to south. A cross-sectional view, see map 8 below, reveals 4 longitudinal zones. So let's go to map 8. Okay, open up your pages there. Actually, let's back up. Before we get to this, let's look at this picture here. There's some things to point out that you're not going to be tested on necessarily. So you got Galilee up there at the top, Upper Galilee and Lower Galilee. Then you've got Samaria. Hopefully you see that. If not, let me know. It's all capitals, bigger letters. And then a little bit further down, you've got Judah, or it should be Judea, but Judah. Those are the 3 big sections, governorships, regions, provinces of Palestine. Down the middle of it, you have a river system you got the Sea of Galilee near the top of it, and the Jordan River comes out of that and flows into the Dead Sea, which doesn't flow anywhere. It just dries up. Can you find Jerusalem on this map? So it's a little bit above and left of the Dead Sea. It's closer to the Dead Sea than I ever imagined. I thought Jerusalem was just a few miles off the coast of the Med. But I'm wrong, as usual. Okay, so you just took that in your brains. And of course, down south, down to the bottom and off to the left is Egypt. It says the wilderness of Zin. That comes down into Egypt. Off to the right, you go to the center and you go to the right, you've got Jordan. Up north, you have Syria and Lebanon. You don't see that now, but that's what's there. Okay, let's go back to our cross-sectional views, and I'll read from page 1 here in the red. So there's 4 longitudinal zones. The coastal plain. So let's find that. Coastal plain. Middle map to the left. Okay, the coastal plain. There it is. So picture yourself kind of low down close to the ground, but looking across. Up in a plain, of course, not that close to the ground. Then you've got the western mountains. I guess the western highlands. All right, see those? Then you have the Jordan Rift. Jordan Rift, look at the middle one and the bottom one. It's the lower area, and that's where your water's at. The Jordan Rift. And then the Eastern Plateau. So let's go from the coastline all the way across. So you've got the coastal plains, western mountains or highlands, however you want to call those. Then what? Jordan Rift and the Eastern Plateau, and it goes on. You've got a desert then. But Okay, the Jordan Rift is the most pronounced feature of the landscape and divides the land into two parts. Cisjordan, the area west of the Jordan Rift, and I've heard of this, Transjordan, the inhabitable land between the rift and the deserts up to the east, to the eastern plateau. So Cisjordan is off to the left of the Jordan River, and Transjordan is that eastern plateau region. You see that? Someone not see that? Raise your hand. I don't mind pointing it out again. Okay. All right, let's jump across to page 2 now. I'm looking at those cross-sectional views from the Holman Bible Atlas. Considered by some an extension of the coastal plain, the beautiful Jezreel Valley is a major feature of Palestine's geography. That's what you're looking at in that picture there. Jezreel Valley. Almost looks like, in my view, as you come across from Yakima, you're coming back. You go over those big mountains. Look at me, because it's up there. Big mountains, and then you come out of those big rolling mountains. You know, you go 70 miles an hour. The hay truck's going 20 miles an hour. Then you come out and you see?
Kittitas Valley.
Is that what it is? I call it Ellensburg.
Yeah, it's the Kittitas Valley.
Kittitas Valley, Ellensburg, and it looks a lot like that. Very fertile, beautiful, and peaceful. Now that's where Armageddon will be fought at. Not at Ellensburg. Okay, so online students, go look up Ellensburg, Washington, and maybe you'll see a picture of what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, and you'll want to move out here. Oh yeah, you will. Oh, will your mommy let you? The valley runs from the northwest to the southwest, connecting the plain of Akko through the Jordan Rift near Beth Shan. Beth Shan, look at your big map, page 1. See Beth? Oh yeah, Beth Shan, right? The middle, upper middle, right on the Jordan River. Beth Shan, there she is. And then there's Mount Tabor, Mount Tabor. Find that? North of that. See, well, yeah, Mount Tabor. The hill of Morah. See that one? I don't see that one. Okay, no hill of Morah. And Mount Gilboa. Nope, no Mount Gilboa.
Mount Gilboa is straight.
Oh yeah, straight down, right across the west. Okay. Intrude on the Jezreel Valley in the east. So, okay, you can kind of see that mountain range there. The little ripply stuff is the mountains. So, okay. Look at Nazareth, kind of hidden in those mountains. And it descends to the Jordan Rift. Okay, the international coastal highway entered the Jezreel Valley at Megiddo. I don't know how to pronounce that. Megiddo. Megiddo is how I've heard it, but this important city guarded the main pass leading to the valley and was the scene of many battles. The name Armageddon, mountain of Megiddo, used in Revelation 16, recalls the numerous conflicts fought over control of the strategic valley. So that, I did have a picture, it wouldn't fit on here, but that valley there, coming on in, is critical in the future. Maybe only 7 years away or so future. Because Armageddon will be fought there. Nature has divided Palestine into two segments. A deep cleft, of course we learned this, the Jordan Rift. Say that with me? Jordan Rift. This, and you can see it there, can't you? To the right and down is the Mediterranean Sea, I believe. To the left, so we're looking at this from the other way. So to the left, okay, so that bigger chunk of water in the center is the Dead Sea. The Sea of Galilee is down at the bottom of the page. And then way up at the top, I think it's the Persian Gulf. But I don't think they connect by water at all, those two. Alright, back to the reading. This cleft in the Earth's surface is part of a great fissure extending from eastern Turkey into Africa. In Palestine, most of the rift lies below sea level, reaching a maximum depth of 1,300 feet below sea level at the Dead Sea. The higher mountains and plateaus to the east and west of the rift make the effect even more dramatic. So you got 1,300 feet below, and then you got 8,000 foot mountains. Most of the perennial rivers and bodies of water of Palestine are found in the Jordan Rift, which drains 70% of the land. And you don't have to know this, but 5 divisions of the rift should be noted. The Hula Basin, the Sea of Galilee, the Jordan Valley, the Dead Sea, and the Araba. Now what's this little creek right here in this picture? That's the Jordan River. Today. This wasn't a picture from 2,000 years ago. At the southern end of the Jordan Rift Basin, the Jordan River begins a rapid descent southward. The name Jordan probably comes from a Hebrew verb meaning to descend. Appropriate for a river that drops 40 feet per mile in some places. I guess so. For approximately 17 miles, the Jordan River winds its way south from where? The Sea of Galilee. Look at the map on page 1. You look at there, okay, the Sea of Galilee, 70 miles to the Dead Sea, to the Jordan. So about 70 miles is that little trek there. Know that. The volume of the Jordan doubled with the influx from the Yarmuk River in antiquity, but modern water conservation techniques greatly restrict the present water volume, so it would have been much bigger back then. The northern half of the Jordan Valley is well-watered and fertile, with numerous traces of ancient settlements. Okay? The Jordan cut a deep gorge that contained dense thickets of trees and shrubs. The Pride of Jordan. Jeremiah 49. In biblical times, this dense vegetation harbored wild animals, including lions. Yikes! Just think if a lion jumped out of those bushes at you. Yeah, mommy! Yeah. The southern Jordan Valley is a drier, almost desert-like area. Jericho flourishes in an oasis nourished by several springs in the midst of this arid landscape. Where's Jericho? Let's find Jericho. Is it on this small map on page 2, or is it going to be on... Oh yeah, it's going to be on the other page. Right above the Dead Sea, yeah. There's Jericho at the southern end. It's a little oasis. As it gets drier and drier. Okay, we're almost done here, believe it or not. Got some neat pictures coming up. The Sea of Galilee. Look at that inset picture there. The Sea of Galilee is a freshwater lake, 13 miles long and 7 miles wide. So a pretty good lake, yeah. The surface of the lake is 690 feet below sea level. The surface of it. It's surrounded on all sides by higher land. In the Bible, the lake bears several names. Sea of Galilee, Sea of Tiberias, gotta know these. I didn't know this one. Sea of Chinnereth, and Lake Gennesaret, or the lake. So know those, huh? A branch of the International Coastal Highway skirted the northwest shore of the lake by the plain of Gennesaret. How nice. All right, now we move on to Armageddon. Page 4. Capernaum, Magdala, and Bethsaida were located along the northwest shore of the Sea of Galilee. I'm sorry, this is the Sea of Galilee. Almost looks like Lake Chelan. You know? It's just a little, because, hey guys online, there's a Lake Chelan. If you're looking to the kind of the east, this is the southern end of Lake Chelan. This is how it looks to us, and then the city of Chelan is right at the tip there. Not quite the same, but it's almost somewhere. Local towns, villages depend on the fishing industries and agricultural products provided by the lake. Even today, the lake's classic beauty calls to mind the miracles and teachings Jesus performed along its shores. The Dead Sea is unique among the bodies of water on Earth, about 50 miles long, 10 miles wide. The surface of the sea lies 1,300 feet below sea level, the lowest place on the Earth's surface. And why does it say 416 there? Meters, yeah, it's meters. There you are. Yikes, that's spooky. Oppressively hot temperatures and dry climate grip the entire region, yeah. The barren, ragged, the landscape possesses an eerie beauty all its own. So I guess this is the picture below the Dead Sea. Known in the Bible as the Salt Sea, or Salt Lake City, or the Sea of Araba. The Dead Sea receives water from several freshwater tributaries and springs. One of the largest streams is the Jordan, while the Arnon and Zered enter the sea from the east. However, the rivers have no exit. This goes there, and then what happens to it? It dries up. The water absorbs salts and other chemicals from numerous deposits in the region. I guess it just kind of evaporates and leaves salts. Yeah. Okay. The extreme heat of the region concentrates the chemicals by evaporation, with the result that the Dead Sea consists of 26 to 33% salts. A ratio several times saltier than normal seawater, and almost twice as salty as the Great Salt Lake. This guy is not sitting on the ground. What do you call it? sand underneath the water. What do you call it? He is floating. And there was many, I had to get a picture that didn't show the body. But there were many pictures of these guys reading, just floating out there. It's interesting. Everyone's got to do it. I guess it goes there. Okay. I got to get a paper. I sit there. Wait. I want to stand in it.
How do you swim back and keep the paper dry?
I don't know. Maybe they hand it to the guy.
He just kicks.
Average high temperatures range from 70 in January to around 100 in July. That's normal for us here. It has 335 days per year of sunshine. Sounds like the Okanagan Valley here.
Not 70 in January.
No, it's not 70 in January. It's like 20 in January. The Dead Sea is the only place on Earth where you can sunbathe for long periods with little or no sunburn, because harmful ultraviolet rays are filtered through three natural layers: an extra-atmospheric layer, an evaporation layer, and the rather thick ozone layer. Dead Sea tourist. Yeah, and look at this last page. Some extra information. There's the Dead Sea map-wise. Look around it. What cities are near that you've heard of? Engedi, Jericho. Jericho is near Bethlehem. Wow. Jerusalem, not far. Hebron. Beersheba, yeah. So not that far. I mean, the scale probably is about 10 miles from Jerusalem, I'm guessing, the Dead Sea. Doesn't look that far. And then my favorite, the 5-star Marriott Hotel at the Dead Sea. Look at this thing. They had other pictures of it. This is really 5-star. This is like 5.5 star. At the Dead Sea.
Let's go.
With their own pool.
Dead Sea.
Looks like a nice place. Wow. All right, take a break.